everyone, my name is Rhonda Robson and welcome to my Fluid Art channel. Today we're going to take a bloom. I'm going to show you how to make a paint skin from that, and then from that I'm going to show you how to peel the paint skin off and create magnets. So this is going to be a fun small art, tiny art project. So let me show you how to do this step by step. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a bloom on this glossy tile. I believe it's an 8x8 tile. The base paint or pillow paint is Sherwin-Williams Semi-Gloss Ultra White. And I put that on pretty thick, and so you can kind of see how I put some extra there in the center. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to mix 3 parts Sherwin-Williams base C to 2 parts polyacrylic. Mix that together, but then you're going to add that 1:1 ratio with your paint color. So you're going to take your paint color and add that to that mix. Here I'm just layering blue, green, blue, and I just want to use 3 different colors here just to kind of show you how to do a bloom technique. And then the next thing we're going to add is our cell activator, which is 4 parts Australian Floetrol to 1 part Amsterdam paint. And then I just blow down and across the color paints, and that glides across the color and kind of goes down into that pillow. And do you see the cells that are popping up? Now this is Australian Floetrol, which has a really great consistency, perfect for doing these bloom techniques. But I also have a recipe that does not require Australian Floetrol. I'll put a link right here so that you can see that whenever you would like. All right, so I continue to blow this out, kind of getting that paint mixed. Now what I'm doing is I'm allowing the paint, since I've blown it out, to come back into the center, and then now you can kind of see how I'm tilting the canvas so that I can bring the whole part of the paint back into the center. And as I'm allowing that to come back in, I'm going to get these corners with my palette knife here. I just scoop up a little bit from the side and just get those corners. You don't have to do that because you're going to spin it out, but I did that specifically just to allow it time for those cells to develop, that web effect to develop, and for that paint to bounce back into the center. Now this is the time that you're going to decide, do you like this composition or do you want something different? And I am pretty sure I'm going to do something different here as I'm kind of wiping off my palette knife and putting that off to the side. So I'm grabbing this skewer and I'm going to make little curly cues and circles in the entire design. So I just kind of look at it and just start thinking like, well, where do I want just something to blend? Like maybe I want to bring the green into the blue a little bit more, the blue into the white. And I just kind of start making curly cues, right? Just circles, and it just adds just a dimension to your canvas or to your tile. This is a paint skin, and you're going to see what that looks like when I make my tiny art. It's so cute. So anyway, so I'm just kind of messing around here. Here I'm taking some blue and putting it right in the middle. But I'm just making sure that this is what I'm wanting. And I'm trying to mess with that center just to make it a little bit more like a whirlpool. So that's what I'm doing there. All right, so here comes the next step, and that is to get all your air bubbles out. So that is just a nice little torch. And then you're going to spin this out. Now you can kind of see as it looks wobbly right now, so sorry about that. It kind of makes you dizzy. It was off-center just slightly. So I'm just spinning this out nice and gently, just enough so that the paint of the weight of the paint comes off of that tile and it stretches that paint. See, isn't that really pretty? All right, so next step is to peel the paint. So let's get that started. Hey everyone. All right, well, I'm going to show you what I do with my tiles to make skins out of the blooms that I did. So I use an X-Acto knife. or straight edge, whatever you want to call this, box cutter. That's all the same in my mind. I call it an X-Acto knife. It's not an X-Acto knife, but that's what they're called. That's what I call them. But these are my blooms that I did last weekend that I am going to peel the skins off of these. And what happened in these, some of these turned out really well and some of them didn't turn out so great because I had them in my drying area, and then everything didn't seem right. Seemed like things were shifting, so I had to actually pull them all out and put them back in again, and there was some shifting. You can see that this would typically have been in the center, but it shifted all down that way. Same thing with this one. This one's kind of that way. This one did not turn out as well as I thought it would. But when you're doing skins like this, and I use them for all kinds of things. I use them for wine glasses on the bottom, so you can see them from the top and then the bottoms. I use them for medallions. Here's a couple of them that I have. And even like golf tags, like this could be like a golf tag to put on your golf bag. I use them for magnets. Here's some magnets that I have. And I've got some really cool sizes of magnets for later for this group. I actually have square magnets, which are really cool. So what you can do with skins, oh, and I use them for jewelry. So these are just, I don't know, just some of the jewelry pieces that I've done. And what is really neat is when you don't like something, like that would look cool on a magnet, right? So if you can't use this whole skin for maybe a wine glass or something else, you can definitely use them for magnets or other smaller pieces of art. So today I'm gonna teach you how to take them off of these tiles. Now the key to taking them off the tiles is two things. One, you need a glossy surface of the tile. These are some that I've used over and over again, but you need a glossy surface on the tile, and they do tend to stick together if you're putting on top of each other. That's the reason why I tilt them side to side. So like I go like that when I'm putting them on top of each other, but they're nice and shiny. And then the paint that I use for the underneath is a semi-gloss white, and I think the combination of the semi-gloss white paint and then the glossy tile sure helps the fact that these peel off really easily. So the one thing you can kind of see is I don't put them on top of each other. I was doing that on this one because my paint here will stick to this paint here. So I'm going to show you using a piece of paper over top of them. So I'll do all of these eventually, but this actually is hopefully for my son. He loves orange and blue, so I've got a couple of those for him. But I take the knife, whatever knife you're using, and I start in a corner. I keep my hands out of the side, and I just start in a corner and I slide the straight edge down the corner. I turn it and I do, whoops, I went off the side there. The other corner, corner to corner, corner to corner. And the last one, oh yeah, did I already do this side? Nope, I didn't. I'm just going everywhere. This right here is underneath is jaggedy, and so I'm not doing a very straight job. So, and then I just take my corner and then, okay, that one I need to cut to there. Take the corner and I start peeling. And if it gets kind of hard, I go to the sides to each corner and I peel it off. And that's how simple it is. Now, from here, you don't want to pile a bunch of these on top of each other. Remember how I said these stick? So let me show you what I do. Is I actually take my paint skins and I put them in between like this. Okay, and so I just put paper towels, or you can use paper, whatever works. But I use paper towels and it works really nicely. These ones are kind of in a mess right now. I just kind of push them out and I'm dropping them. Let's see, there we go. And there we go. And I use these paint skins, like somebody likes blue and red. Well, hey, I've got this blue and red right here that I can make something with, right? Almost looks like Spider-Man. But anyway, I save my paint skins for the next time I need them for somebody else. So there's one paint skin, and I'm just going to keep going with these groups. Now, one of the things that I do have is I keep on the edges here, you can kind of see there's paint. I can go back, and I'll use the other knife since I was using it. I can go back and I can scrape this off pretty easily. So it just peels off just like it does on the top. Now on the sides it gets a little bit of the roughness, and so it's a little harder. So I just reuse them over and over again. I don't need to get them clean. They don't have to be clean because I elevate the bottom so it's not on this. So the drips just kind of fall down to the surface that it's drying on because I have little caps that I put underneath these to hold them up to dry. All right, so I'm just going to continue on and do these other paint skins. So there's the first one. Move this out of the way. Oh, well, that's not good. I'll have to fix that later. We'll just do one at a time. But what I'm going to do is, let's see, really like to use this surface here, keeping your fingers out of the way. Safety first. Be careful of the knives that you're using. It's just that easy. So it's this white paint and this glossy that really, I think, makes a difference. So there's my paint skin, and it can go off to the side. And then, like I said, on these, I just alternate them like that because they will stick, and it'll take a little bit to pry them off. But anyway, okay.
The next step is to decide where you want to glue the glass on.
All right, everyone, we're going to take these paint skins, and what I mean by paint skins is that they're actually paint skins, and we're going to take those and we're going to make magnets. So these paint skins, what I want to do is I want to take these glass pieces and I want to glue them down to an area that would be really pretty for them. And I'm going to use these ones that I have made last weekend, and how I glue them down typically is I use Liquitex Gloss Medium. It just works really well for me. It doesn't hardly ever have air bubbles. I just press it down and it's there, and it works really good. And then for the backs, or for the metal portion of what we'll do for these, and so I glue after I cut it out, then I glue the piece down with this diamond glaze. Now, you can also use the diamond glaze for this. I tend to not, because it's super sticky and it gets on my hands, and then it's hard to get off. So I just use it for it to take the glass and put it on the metal, and then I use the Liquitex Medium, and that actually comes off really nicely off my hands. All right, so we're gonna get started. Out of these skins, I specifically wanted to do Green Bay Packers, and then the blue and the orange. So I'm going to kind of get those in the middle and start with that. All right, so I think I am definitely going to be doing the square magnets for my boys. So I'm definitely going to be putting these on the blue and the orange. All right, so now I got to figure out which ones I like the best. I like these. There we go. Okay.
All right, so next step is actually gluing the glass on the paint skins.
just one drop, and then I put it on there and then I squish it out. Okay, that way it gets all the bubbles out and it gets it all the way to the edge. And it's fine if it builds up on the edge, don't worry about that, no big deal. And I'll show you why when it dries. And if you don't like it where it was at, you just slide it to another new location, right? So don't lift it up and try to remove it, just slide it. Yeah, it just works better. Can't seem to do this very well today. Make sure you're on the paint skin. Okay, and see how you got the I don't know, a glue coming out the sides? That's okay. And then just push down on everyone. And tomorrow I'll be able to cut this out and I will be able to use this extra some other time too as well. Trying to do it fast, and I'm just going to do it the way I normally do it, not do too fast for you so you can see how I do it. And everybody's got their own little tricks of what works for them. I'm just kind of showing you, and I keep a paper towel so I can get it off my fingers easily. You can use gloves if you want. I just figure, well, I just don't. One less thing I have to throw away. I guess I have to throw away the paper towel, don't I? Too funny. I just kind of wiggle it till it's in place, and it squirts out all around all corners so it doesn't peel off. Right there. I'm going to put this one, I'm not sure I like that area. I'm going to peel this one off. I'm going to do what I said I wasn't going to do because I can't move it clear over here. There we go. Okay, so those two are done.
The next step is to cut the paint skins around the glass.
Hi everyone. All right, well, I've got some of them cut already, so you can kind of see here that I've got these cut. I've got some squares. I even have it right here shown. This one is the ring that I'm going to be doing for wine glasses. I've got a couple of them already done with magnets on them. This is what they'll look like for magnets. But I wanted to show you what I do once I have them on my sheet, which is my paint skin. Oh, here you go, paint skin. They're dry. I made these yesterday, and so they're nice and dry, so I can start cutting them. And it's really up to you how you want to cut them. I use a pair of scissors like this, and then I cut them out individually like this, because if I try to cut around it, sometimes I cut up underneath, and I don't want to do that. So let me give you an example of how I cut it. I just kind of allow the glass to kind of turn in my finger, and I just cut the piece off. Now you can see that there's some extra right there, so I kind of come on the top and I grab that. And if you do have some extra on the top, just use your fingernail or your scissors and just cut around that. So, and sometimes you can come on the top and scrape it off too as well. So there's this one. Grab glasses, see it better a little bit. There. That one's got some on the top there that I'll get in a little bit. But there's that. Let me move this out of the way so you can see them. So there's that one. Here, I'll do this square one so you can see that. Just cut straight. If you cut this way, you'll cut the back, and then you'll have glass just shown on your magnet. So I'm just going to cut around the corners, get it exactly with the glass, and then that's done. So I take the circle ones and I just kind of spin them in my hand as I cut. And does this take time? It does. So you know what I do is these ones right here. I was watching football with my husband, and I like football, but I don't necessarily want to watch it all day long. But I like to look up when there's a good play. So I just cut these while we're watching football together. So on these little teeny tiny ones, I'm making for these here. So let me show you one of those just really fast, and then I'm going to show you how I glue these on the backs of my magnets and on my rings here. Let's see, I think I've done all the sizes for you, so I'll just do one more here. Okay, so that's what they look like. Now, let me put my scissors off to the side. Don't put these back to back like this, or they'll be hard to peel. So that's why I always have them on paper, or I'll have them on paper towels. But I never put them back to back, okay? All right, so then there's my pieces that I'll get off here in just a minute. Throw those away.
And now the final step is actually gluing the glass to the magnets.
And now the magnets, I also buy those in sets. So they come with this, which is the glass piece. And then they also come with these magnetic circle discs. And I know you can probably purchase, just these and then purchase the magnetic and cut it out yourself, but it is super fast and super easy, so I don't. I just do it this way. So the cool thing is that these just pop out like that. I line it up. Let's do a green one. I line it up finger to finger like that, and I just press down. That's how easy it is. And that magnet is finished. So let me show you a few more. I'll just go ahead and do the green ones. These ones are for my son for Christmas. He's a Green Bay Packer fan, football fan. And if you get it and you peel it out of there beforehand, you just have to take this off the back. So how easy is that, right? All right, so there's those. Let me give you the bigger ones, show you the bigger ones. No, not those ones, these ones. So these are the medium-sized ones, which are typically the ones I get are the medium ones. But this time I thought, you know what, I want to get different sizes. And I love the square ones. I may have to do a lot more square ones. Those are almost probably going to be my favorites. And the big circles, these ones here, look at those, are nice, aren't they? All right, let me grab that one. Put these off to the side. So it makes it just super easy, nice gifts for whoever you're doing Christmas or birthdays for. For me, these are really great for those smaller gifts. I'm doing them all for my kids, but for like stocking stuffer type stuff, stuffers type stuff. Say that like 20 times or 3 times in a row. Anyway, stocking stuffers, or for co-workers, or I'm actually making a lot of these are going to be for co-workers and for my board of directors. You know, they work hard to make sure that RY is running really well, and they really support me, so I appreciate them. So I want to make sure that I honor them too as well. So I wanted to just do something small for them, but something meaningful, something that I made. And yeah, so you can kind of see this is just, it's kind of addicting because it's really fun and you're done. Like, I just finished a complete set in this time frame of magnets for my son right there, right? All right, bye.
Thanks for joining me today, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. And if you like this video, I bet you're gonna like these as well. Thanks a lot and have a great day. Bye! Bye!